Okay, so now we have understood where Scrum is applicable. It is to provide adaptive solutions to the complex problem. We have also understood on what process control Scrum is based on. It is empirical process, and empiricism is the first principle on which the Scrum is based on. Empiricism is based on the three pillars, which is transparency, inspection, and adaptation, base for which is trust. And then five Scrum values, which is courage, focus, openness, respect, and commitment. Scrum, being a framework, consists of 15 elements, 3 roles, 3 artifacts, 3 commitment, 5 events, and then 1 activity. Now let's take a one element, and then let's get deeper into the understanding. So firstly, we'll talk about the roles part. So 3 roles, or you can say accountabilities. Each of this role serves a specific accountability. The role which represents the business side is product owner, the person who owns the product. Now, accountability of product owner is value maximization. We say maximize the value of the product resulting from the work of developers. Or you can say maximizing the ROI. So whatever the return on investment is expected, product owner maximizes it. Now, how product owner maximizes the value? For that, this role is involved in quite a few activities. First one, creating and communicating the product vision and product goals. Next, managing the product backlog. Now, managing the product backlog contains quite a few things. Product backlog management means, first one, creating. Understanding the customer, their needs, understanding the stakeholders' expectation, they create requirements. Then, ordering the product backlog. Ordering the product backlog for the maximum value creation. Creating a plan for the product. Roadmaps. Product owner, apart from this, is also involved into stakeholder management. So managing the stakeholders of the product. Risk management. In some cases, budget also. This person makes sure that he or she is available to the Scrum team, available to the team as and when required. This person also reviews the work done by the developer. The work done by developers. Mostly this work is reviewed on the basis of acceptance criteria, the business functionality point of view. So product owner makes the product backlog transparent. How? By ordering it and make it available to the Scrum team as well as to the stakeholders. Now, this is what product owner is involved in the Scrum framework. Now, in order to live up to this responsibilities, we expect a product owner to be having a knowledge about product management, project management, business side at least, subject matter expertise, though it is not required. But yes, we do expect a product owner to be a subject matter expert, good negotiation skills, communication skills, listening skills, listening to the customer, their needs, their challenges. So all those are the skills that is expected out of a product owner. And product owner is a one person, not a committee. Though this person can present the need of the stakeholders, but for one product, only one product owner, and it's a rule. Then comes to the Scrum Master part. Now, as name suggests, the person who is master of Scrum. Now, Scrum Master represent the framework and also the people side. When the people side, it's not about managing the people. It's about enabling the people to do the work or enabling the people to become high-performing teams. So accountability lies with the framework adoption. As described in the Scrum Guide. And also another one is Scrum team effectiveness. This is what is expected out of a Scrum Master. Now, how this person does that? So, in order to do this, first of all, we expect our Scrum Master to teach Scrum to the Scrum team. You can say team or the teams. Also, we expect Scrum Master to facilitate the Scrum team consensus. This could be facilitating their challenges if at all they get into one. And if at all is required, the Scrum team may ask Scrum Master to facilitate the Scrum events also. Mentor and coach the team to be high-performing cross-functional Scrum team. We expect our Scrum team to be high-performing and cross-functional. Cross-functional teams are the teams who are having all the skills which is needed for them to work on the deliverables. This person also resolve the Scrum team impediments. Now, which impediments? The impediments what Scrum team is not able to deal with. If Scrum Master will start resolving all the impediments of the Scrum team, then the Scrum team will never become a self-managed team. So Scrum Master is also responsible for creating a self-managed team or enabling a self-management in the team. Enabling self-management. We also expect Scrum Master to lead the team towards value delivery. Also, Scrum Master help product owner finding the effective ways of, or I would say effective techniques for the product backlog ordering. This person also serves developers in multiple ways, also serves organization in different levels of adoption of Scrum. Then comes your developers. Now, the developers are the one who represent technology. The accountability part of our developers is creating quality deliverables, or you can say increment. Now, how they do this? First of all, because developers are accountable for the quality, so they create the plan of the sprint, which is your sprint backlog. So they are the one who will sign up for the sprint goal. Actually, Scrum team comes with the sprint goal and then they sign up. Then they forecast the work items, that how many items they can deliver in a sprint in order to achieve the goal. And they will also create a plan or jot out a plan that how they are actually going to achieve the goal. They make sure everyone in the team adhere to the definition of done. You can say they hold each other accountable for the quality. They deal with their own conflict. Now, these conflicts could be at the implementation level. This conflict could be a disagreement on some of the points. So they will deal with their own conflicts. And in case the conflict goes out of the hand, they can always request Scrum Master to facilitate, or Scrum Master if notice that some conflicts are not going as they should have been. So Scrum Master can jump and can facilitate those conflicts. So they hold each other accountable. Accountable for the work. They also inspect and adapt their plan on daily basis, like in daily Scrum. And they make adjustment if it is required for them to meet the goal. Now, these are the accountabilities and responsibilities associated with a Scrum roles. Now, together, they are Scrum team. So if somebody asks you who is on the Scrum team, so these three, they're the Scrum team. As they're a team, there's a guideline that Scrum team size is 10 or fewer. Again, it's a guideline. It's not a rule. And as a Scrum team, they hold accountability. The accountability of the Scrum team is to create a potentially releasable increment. Releasable increment by the end of each sprint. And it's a rule. It's a rule in Scrum. Scrum team must create a potentially releasable increment by end of each sprint. Now, is it like the increment created by end of each sprint must be released to the production? No, that is not a rule. It's more about depends upon the quite a few, it depends on quite a few factors, I would say. There could be a possibility that, yes, in order to stay ahead of the market, maybe Scrum team decide to release the product every iteration or sprint. Maybe they can release the product increment multiple times in a sprint if at all they're having a proper CI/CD pipeline in place to make a release. In some of the scenarios, due to the compliance concerns or compliance issues, there is a possibility that the increment gets released to the market as per the release strategy, like maybe major, minor, or functional releases, depending on that. So this is what the explanation, or this is about what the roles are involved in the Scrum framework. Now, after this, we are actually going to discuss about the artifacts